Welcome back everyone to another Psych Reacts video. Today we're reacting to 5 teenagers who were charged for murder after throwing rocks. Let's go ahead and see how this takes place.
5 high school students in Michigan are accused of throwing rocks off an overpass and killing a man. Kenneth White was 32 years old. He was a father of 4 children. He was riding home last week when a rock hit and killed him. The 5 suspects are 15 to 17 years old. They are all charged with second-degree murder.
So 5 teenagers were charged with second-degree murder for throwing rocks off an overpass above a highway. One may think, wow, you should have thought that throwing rocks over an overpass at incoming cars would lead to a murder. However, that not necessarily may be the case when it comes to these children. Depending on the size of the rocks that they were throwing over the overpass may lead them to think that nothing may lead to any harm. If they're just throwing little pebbles like over the overpass, then potentially that shouldn't cause much damage. However, throwing big boulders over an overpass against incoming cars can lead to murder. It's also possible that little pebbles could lead to murder as well, because depending on how fast the car is going and the impact of the rock coming down from the overpass, that could potentially fatally injure somebody or injure him to the point of needing hospital attention. So what was going through these kids' brains when they decided to throw rocks over an overpass? Let's delve a little bit further into the story.
Adriana Diaz is at the Genesee County Jail in Flint, Michigan, where the oldest suspect is being held. Adriana, good morning.
Good morning. The teenager who prosecutors believe actually dropped the rock is 17-year-old Kyle Anger. He is the one being held here at the county jail. The others are at a juvenile detention facility. They were all arraigned yesterday and are being tried as adults.
Wow.
5 teenage defendants were expressionless.
So the age range of these teens were 15 to 17 years old. They believe that this kid over here, Kyle Angers, was the one to throw the rock over the overpass that ended up killing the victim. Just think, if you were 17 years old and thrown into a county jail, how would you feel, right? Obviously, the scene would be very frightening, coming in from the fact that you're with adults that are in prison for multiple reasons. So, going back to what was going through these kids' minds, teenagers have a tendency to get in trouble a lot. That could be because of their home life, that could be because of their parenting style, that could be because that's just how they're routed. It could be because of a multitude of reasons. In the teenage years, people tend to go through risky behaviors to achieve that high-risk, high-reward feeling. Therefore, when it comes to throwing rocks over an overpass, they may be thinking, oh, nothing could happen of this, or they could be thinking, we might hurt somebody doing this. Now, the brain is not fully developed until at least like 21 to 24, give or take. Therefore, being 15 to 17 years old, yes, they should have known better that throwing rocks at incoming cars may lead to something bad. However, it might not have crossed their mind. This may be due to the fact that they were just more concerned about having fun than they were about what the potential risks were. Let's go ahead and continue watching the video.
The 5 teenage defendants were expressionless as their lawyers entered not guilty pleas for them.
My client has no criminal record whatsoever.
So when they were brought in, they actually don't show any emotion. Not a single one of them. In my opinion, this is because they are frightened. However, I don't know these kids, so it's possible that they just don't care. In my opinion, it's because they are scared. They are facing second-degree murder and they're being tried as adults, which means that they could end up in a county jail or they could end up in an adult prison instead of juvie, like the guy on the right. Now, they had their whole lives in front of them, and they were all being charged with second-degree murder. So, what goes through the teenager's head? I'm assuming that a lot of them have regret about what they have done. This guy is the only one that actually looks like he's worried about the situation. The rest are kind of just stone cold face. 2 are looking down, which could mean that they feel remorse, while the rest are looking forward. Let's go ahead and continue forward with the video.
Distraught families watched the proceedings. So did the grieving father of Kenneth White, the 32-year-old victim.
I buried my mother, my father, and my oldest brother in the last 4 years, and this is the hardest thing I've ever did in my life.
Police say White, a construction worker, was getting a ride home in a Ford Econoline van around 8:30 p.m. last Wednesday. That's when a 6-pound rock, about 5 inches wide and 8 inches long, was allegedly dropped from an overpass and crashed through the windshield. The father of 4 was struck in the face and chest. He was declared dead on arrival at the hospital.
It's not a prank, it's second-degree murder.
A 6-pound rock, they said, was thrown over the overpass at incoming cars at night. So they said it was like 8:30 p.m. Therefore, that means that the driver possibly didn't see the rock coming. Throwing a 6-pound rock over an overpass can kill somebody, as you can see in this video. However, the boys should have known better. And I think that's why they're being charged as adults. Like this sheriff said, he said it is second-degree murder. It is not a prank. You can't go throwing rocks over overpasses and expect nothing to happen, especially rocks of that weight. So, was there true intention to actually murder somebody? In my opinion, I don't think it was. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, but I don't think it was because, again, they're teenagers, they're high-risk, high-reward behavior. Honestly, I'd have to see more information about these teenagers. I would need to see interviews from them, and, you know, how they actually feel about the situation. It's hard to judge based on just this video because it is a shorter video, but if you do have interviews with these teenagers, make sure you drop the link in the comments below. Another thing is, how unlucky does Kenneth White have to be, right? To be driving home and then suddenly a rock crashes through his windshield. That is extremely unlucky. However, that doesn't make it any less illegal, because at the end of the day, these teenagers did take a person's life. So, I'd imagine these kids are very, very frightened about their future. They're frightened about having to go to an adult prison, which can be very terrifying, especially at a young age. And also, I'm assuming they feel a lot of remorse for their actions. However, if this is not the case and you have evidence of such, please link it down in the comments below and I'll react to it as well.
Officials say after the incident, the suspects went to McDonald's. Investigators say they found at least 20 rocks on Interstate 75. One weighed more than 20 pounds.
So they threw a 20-pound rock over the overpass. Now that is a little bit suspicious, right? How could they not expect that to hit something and actually end up hurting somebody? Now, it's possible that they were like, oh, nothing will actually happen, or maybe they thought, hey, it's a game. Let's go ahead and play a game and see if the rocks cannot hit people. So that's possibly what happened. They just were playing a game, and that's why somebody ended up dead. Now, they just said that the teens went to McDonald's after the incident had happened. So my question is, did they actually know that they killed somebody and hurt somebody, or did they not know? Because obviously that could lead to two different situations. If they knew and went to McDonald's, that they're straight up remorseless. However, if they didn't know, then they were just unknowing of the situation. But that's going to do it for this episode of Psych Reacts. If you did watch and enjoy this one and you want to see more like it, make sure you drop a like down below. Also, let me know your thoughts in the comments as well. Make sure, if you haven't already, to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. But that's going to do it for this one, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!